a man's ego.
Like why?
You can
She's got different plumbing than I have. Of course, she can do different things.
I'm just saying. No, but you can deal like people can deal with well, she left me for this guy, or
that's ridiculous.
Like,
that's 10 times worse than me. Because
he left me.
Ain't no dude better than me. But if you're a chick, you have the same plumbing she has. You know how to use it better than I do. I'm just going to assume.
But I'm just saying, but from an ego standpoint,
not me.
Like I'm saying, but they crushed that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's an idiot then. Because look, it's just like if Hampton is upset because they lost to Kentucky, why? You knew they were better when you stepped into the game. I mean, so if some lifelong lesbian takes my woman, it's like, yeah, she's got a whole lot more practice than I have. She's probably better at that little thing she does down there. So, yeah, well played, Sandra.
I'm saying, but just like the mother of your kid and all of that, dog.
It happens, dog. It happens.
Yeah. I'm saying, just like your wife, like, dude, your wife would be, I'm talking about terribly distraught if you walked off and ended up walked off with some man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's different though, because now that's something different though. Because now the dude that you thought was your man has a more feminine side that he needs to have to him. Like so to a woman, that's different.
I'm saying you might be the dude. You might be the dude.
Don't matter. It still don't matter because you're still doing. You
might be the warrior.
The warrior. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. It still wouldn't matter though, because then there's still like this whole thing to it. Especially then too, if you're one of those undercover dudes that was like lying about the stuff too, that makes it even 10 times worse. What I'm just talking about is, you just take an L. You lose out to somebody that's better than you. All right, sweet. All right, I'll go find me another one. Next time I'll be more like you, the dude that like go on the stage on Jerry Springer, and then his old lady was like, "Yeah, I've been sleeping with Sandra for the last 3 weeks," and get like upset. Like, I'm only upset because you didn't tell me earlier. I was like, I don't care about now. Why you didn't tell me 6 weeks ago? We could all just been one happy group. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at you or Sandra. Unless Sandra come out here and she's 400 pounds, then I'm going to be like, hold on, broad. You got to have better discernment than that. I can't do nothing with that. But fight it.
Like I say, I just couldn't even imagine another chick having enough game to take.
Yeah, see, that's where you're wrong. You thinking about game. Ain't got nothing to do with game, homeboy. These chicks have experience.
I know it don't.
These chicks are good at one certain thing.
Yeah, but I like to think I kind of have perfected that too.
Well, maybe, but she has one. Yeah, she has one. So there's that. What else have we got on here? Oh, my guy, the playmaker. What the hell is up with him? Is he back on cocaine? Mike Irv taking cocaine?
Did he ever leave it alone?
I don't know. Because, the thing that was going on last night at that NIT was, like, weird. He was way past, he was turned past, 1 million over an NIT game in which, by the way, the team he was rooting for lost. So, what are we talking about here? Even if they had won, it's still the NIT, Mike. Why are you so crunk? What's happening after the game? Is there something going on with, a couple of frat chicks after the game? If they win, you get to be a part of the whole festivities, and if they lose, you don't? Because you was, way too excited about Miami versus Stanford in the NIT championship. God, I'm about to fall asleep just saying that to myself right now.
Hey,
ridiculous.
He might have been, because I'm talking about, boy, the way he was out there cheering, he was just all emotional. What?
I was looking. I was trying to look and see if he was sweating and stuff. Cause, that's one of the signs right there. But he wasn't. He had on long sleeves and everything. He wasn't sweating profusely and then.
He done take his glasses off. Who cares about Miami basketball? And then
obviously he does, and way too much.
It's the NIT.
Me and Mike is what's Mike now? I'm 38, so he's got to be pushing 50 now.
Oh, yeah, Mike 50.
Yeah,
because Deion 50. So, yeah, Michael Irvin 50, easy.
Yeah, dog. It's one of speaking of. Great. And I told my boy, too, when he called. I would tell you guys about my homeboy that he's the head coach of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. So he called me
The
today.
Rough Rider.
Right. He don't. Oh, this is even better too. Like you know how like in Green Bay they wear like cheese on their head.
Yeah.
They wear watermelons on their head there. And
Oh,
when my other homeboy told me that, I was like, hold on, we need to do some research. Like, were they always doing that, or now that they have a black coach, they think it's funny? Like, what are we talking about? Was it like a thing before he got there, or like where are we going with this? Apparently, they had always been doing it. It's kind of a coincidence, but you know, it's kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
why you guys got
That's a
watermelon?
little tasty right there.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing too. I'm never really. I'm not that dude. I'm playing around with that. I'm never the dude that gets offended by anything related to like watermelon or chicken or collards or macaroni and cheese because all four are delicious. Watermelon is absolutely refreshing on a hot day. Chicken and collard greens and macaroni and cheese. Need I say more? Yeah, you'll never offend me.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, you'll never
like
offend
it.
me. It's delicious. It's absolutely outstanding. So whatever. Yeah. And when I find my is it racist drop, yeah, that's gonna be getting overused. Cause so anyway, we're talking, right? And it's just so funny. Like you know how you have a friend. Now you know this dude is your friend. Cause yeah, I don't talk to Corey that often. As a matter of fact, we might text every now and then, but we don't get on the phone and like just talk. But every time we do, it's like we talked yesterday. You know what I mean? It's that type of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls me and we're talking about I'm asking him about, you know, how the team is going or whatever. No, the first thing I said to him, before I even said hello, I was like, what you call him do? Like, give me the breaking news and giving me the scoop that y'all done signed Michael Sam? He was like, hell no. He ain't even on our radar. And so he goes into telling me the story of his D-line coach, whose name is, he played for the Seahawks. I think it's Michael Shields. Let's just say it's Michael Shields for just for a conversation. It says Michael Shields. So he called himself having jokes. He's like, we ain't bringing no Michael Sam in here. I mean, just think about what his initials are. MS, Miss. And so he was like, well, what you think your initials are? MS. I'm like, yeah, he's such an idiot. And so then my homeboy said, he was like, he put in his phone real quick. He put like Michael Shields, Michael Sam, right? Because they was talking about something about being well, they was talking about some sort of gay joke or whatever. But instead of telling him he put his name in with Michael Sam, he put both of their names in together. Like, look, I put dudes that love dudes or something in there, and look what it came up with. You and Michael Sam. Like, this is outstanding work by you, sir. So anyway, I'm gonna get to the real what I want to say, but that was just hella funny because this dude is an idiot. Like my homeboy is an idiot.
Oh my god.
Anyway. So we get to talking, right? And he starts talking about, he said he spoke to Smitty the other day, the former Atlanta Falcons head coach.
Yeah.
We both played for him in high school. So he said he spoke to him the other day. And I was like, man, you know what? I keep asking people this question about Smitty, man, that I couldn't really get an answer to. I was wondering if he was one of those coaches that kind of had crossed that threshold, like the Mike Tomlins or Andy Reid, guys who would never be a coordinator again. They're going to be head coaches where they get fired or they leave a job. The next job is going to be a head coach. Lovie Smith is another one who's put himself into that category where he'll never be a coordinator again. I was like, when Jack Del Rio got the gig out in Oakland, I just assumed he would end up out there with his man again. And he was like, nah, I spoke to him just the other day. He was like, man, he said he thought about it, but he was like, I just need a break. He was like, dealing with all those people and dealing with everything that you deal with as a head coach. I feel the need to take a break and then just try to maybe jump back in next year and see what's what. Because you remember that's what Lovie Smith did. Like Lovie Smith got offers to be a coordinator after Chicago fired him, but he was like, whatever. I'm still getting checks from Chicago. I'm just gonna chill. Somebody gonna get fired, and someone did. And he ended up. Greg Schiano got fired down there in Tampa. Lovie moved right in. He coached down there before with Coach Dungy. It was like, welcome home, player. So. He basically said that's what Smitty's doing, man. For all my people here in Atlanta who maybe you're wondering, maybe you're not, what happened to him or why he's not on a team right now on a coaching staff. That's basically it. You know, he just told my homeboy that he's kind of just taking a back seat right now, and then maybe possibly get back at it next year the same way Lovie Smith did, so that so he can remain in that pantheon of a guy who stays a head coach and never moves backwards into the into the coordinator ranks or the position coach ranks or anything like that. And I think it's a smart move, you know, because I don't know, cause they extended him a year, right? So he had another year on the contract anyway, right? Like this would be his last year on the contract. I'm good. Yeah. Keep getting checks, player.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, I don't like. Okay, you sit out this year and get paid. That's cool, but I don't. Okay, look. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Okay. I don't think Smitty is one of those dudes.
You don't? Why not?
Like I don't. Okay. If I just had to just go out on the limb right now, I would say that a lot of teams would look at him more as a coordinator, possibly, because it's just like Smitty had a lot of. I mean, at times Smitty had a lot of talent, but Smitty underachieved in a lot of situations.
Boy, how? Explain that to me.
I know he doesn't go out and play, actually catch the balls and make the tackles and all of that. But I'm just saying there have been key situations where, I mean, you know, you look at all these situations. I mean, the nightmare that became the red zone for the Falcons, right? Like they couldn't punch it in from 1 yard line for like a whole football season. You know what I'm saying? They were going for it on 4th and 1, and they knew they weren't going to get it. You know, so it's like in a lot of situations, I just think that he left a lot to be desired.
I mean, you're boiling down an entire head coaching career into 3-4 plays. Is that really fair?
But I'm saying, I mean, what he did with the Falcons, I mean, he is the winningest coach in Falcon history. Like,
let's say this. He kept this team from becoming the damn Raiders, Rob, and I've said that to you many a time. And I don't know how many times I got to say it before anybody believes me. That's what this team was going to be. This team was going to be, like, not only the fact that, luckily, Bill Parcells passed on Matt Ryan, because then that leaves you with Glenn Dorsey. And Chris Redmond and Byron Leftwich and Joey Harrington. Yeah, Ian effing Joy that. Yeah, Ian effing Joy. Dude, that dude saved a franchise. Let's not minimize that and start putting that into a couple of fourth downs that weren't executed, or a couple of red zone plays that weren't.
No. But what I'm saying is, I mean, it's just a lot of situations that Mike Smith ended up leaving a lot to be desired.
Like when you say that, you got to be more specific, though. You just can't say a lot to be desired.
I'm saying, he's not the one that goes out and makes the plays, right? So I can't criticize him for the playmaking or the lack thereof. But there have been some. I mean, and there's more than 3 or 4. Like, and I know coaches make a lot of questionable decisions, and when they make them, they look like geniuses, and when they don't, they look like idiots. I mean, I get that, but like as a coach, like I just think, you know, and I just think that really and truly, I think that he's reached his pinnacle. If you ask me, like I don't think it's gonna get no better than where he at right here in Atlanta.
I already told you, man. The dude got a raw deal. He got set up. That whole Julio Jones thing, that set the whole franchise back. And then you asked your coach to do a miracle, to make a miracle. Yeah, you can't get no 4th and 1 when you got Lamar Holmes on the line. Of course not, because you couldn't draft a good lineman.
But see, on the flip side of that though, like you talked about it. I said that if they go fire Smitty, they need to go ahead and just clean house as a whole, which meant get rid of Thomas Dimitroff. Who was the guy that made a lot of those decisions? That's a separate
issue, because he didn't make that issue. Arthur Blank made that issue. That came down from the top. That Julio Jones came down from the top. When he was like, make it happen. We can't get AJ. We got to get the other guy.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the reason you couldn't fire him. But then, again, that's a separate issue. The issue that we're talking about is if a guy has reached that Andy Reid, that Mike Tomlin pinnacle where he's not going to be a coordinator again.
I think next year, when he starts, putting out feelers, trying to see how, I think that somebody that he'll end up being on the sideline, but as a coordinator or up in the booth or something. Like again, I'm not, I'm not trying to down Mike Smith, because like I said, Mike Smith, what he did in Atlanta, we've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that he didn't do was take this team to the Super Bowl. Like, that's the only thing he didn't do. So, but I just don't know how well respected he is around the league. That's the other thing, because nobody's like, you always hear about the Andy Reeds and, back in the day, the Bill Parcells, and you hear,
well, these are dudes who had a lot longer tenures than Mike Smith as well. And then secondly, Mike Smith let's keep it real. He's the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about dudes who coached the Philadelphia